Well, hey y'all, welcome to Fixin to Garden, Georgia Zone 8B. Today we're going to do our first container of the season, and we're using this really pretty Prince Tut grass to have as our thriller, and we're going to stick it here in the back. Y'all, I've never done this plant before because this is the first time I actually had access to it. I'm super excited about it. A lot of people use it in their containers for a good thriller because, as you can tell, it's very narrow and upright. It gets 18 to 30 inches tall and it has about a spacing 18 to 24 inches. This is a really large pot that I have here. I'd say it's probably about 24 inches across, and so it can have some really beefy plants to help fill it up. It doesn't look like I have a lot now, but by the end of the summer, it should be all nice and full, and that's the way that I like it. So we're going to start with this one here in the back. Then we're going to go and do the side. We have, this is the Mini Me Chartreuse Coleus. Y'all, I used this one last year in the same exact spot in the front, and it gets a lot of afternoon sun, and it really did great. It gets, let's see, 12 to 20 inches tall and 10 to 16 inches wide. So it's going to go here to the side just a little bit. I'm going to clip this one. Shipping it got a little mangled there. On the other side, we're going to use this Superbena White Out. It's going to be kind of our low growing that's going to fill in the side. It's only 6 to 12 inches tall, but it can get about 14 inches wide, so that's going to be really great. Over here on this side, and then the last one, y'all, let me tell y'all about this plant. And I want to get in nice and close so y'all can see what the blooms are supposed to look like. This is the Virtuoso Vibrant Violet. Y'all, that's a lot of V's. And it is a full sun dahlia that gets 15 to 18 inches tall. Y'all, they came out with, Proven Winners came out with these last year. So with the color scheme that I'm going to be using this year, I thought that this nice bold color would look really great. And especially in an arrangement like this where we have a green, another green with a chartreuse, and then white. So this is our this is the star of the show. And I really had wanted to get these to put into the landscape, but then I read that they are not rabbit resistant. And since we have some bunnies that like to come through here quite often, I thought it would be better that we just put this in a container instead. So it's going to go front and center. Y'all, it gets about 12 inches wide, so I'm assuming it's going to fill in about like this. So this is our front, and this is the back, and these really bold, beautiful green leaves are going to fill in all the way around. So I think this is going to end up turning out really great. I can't wait to show y'all an update. All right, so we're just going to kind of twist it there. I like to see where exactly the pot is and how big the plant is that I'm planting it. Y'all, I got this one at a local garden center. I was excited. They only had 3 of them, and I got all that they had. But I cannot keep it wet for the life of me, so I'm hoping this other potting soil will help with that, because whatever the grower used, I think, was probably a free draining soil. So we're just going to put this one in. Nice root, healthy roots. Look at that. Nothing too binding, but nice and white. That's what you want to see. Y'all, I'm probably the messiest gardener out there. Any of y'all are really messy gardeners? I always tend to spill things and just turn out filthy when I get done, even though I don't intend to. Next, we're going to do this Mini Me Chartreuse Coleus. I'm going to scoot that one up just a little bit. It's more of a narrow habit. It will fill out some, but it's definitely not a really wide plant. Again, really great root system. The rest of these came in my Garden Crossing annual order, and I always like to try to swirl things around and determine if I want a particular front and the back, and it's a little taller here on this side, so this is the back of our container, so I'm going to have the tallest go in towards the back. And these other ones, I'm going to use Biotone. This mix that we're using is just a Sun Grow Professional mix. It doesn't have any fertilizer in it. I will have these plants, I will put these plants on our weekly fertilizing schedule. So that'll help some as well. See, if I wouldn't have come around, I probably would have had it off to the side a little bit. So I'm glad that I came around here to this side. Hopefully with this really tall pot, it's probably 2.5, 3 feet tall. The bunnies won't be able to reach it. Though I know if they're hungry enough, they will find a way to get into anything. Do y'all have bunnies where y'all are at? What do you do to deter them from your garden? Oh, y'all, look at that root system. That is just marvelous. And again, it's kind of filled out more right here, so I'm going to make that the center and the front. Just making sure everything gets tucked in really nice. And lastly is this Superbena White Out. I was really impressed with how our Superbena Cobalt did last year. So I can't wait to see how this guy does, if it's equally as impressive. Put a little biotone in there. Very nice. I tell y'all, Garden Crossings just does the best job with their annuals. I have a hard time not ordering from them. Even though I could probably find some of these local, but then I'd have to spend most of my time driving around to find them because we don't have any regular growers of proven winter plants around here. All right, so we have it all put in. We're going to make sure we water it real good. I think I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of fertilizer on the top. I think I have some of the Proven Winners continuous release. Let me go see if I have that. Well, I went and looked for it and couldn't find it, so I guess I forgot to order some. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy some of that, y'all. This Proven Winners, it's a continuous release fertilizer, and it comes in these little balls. And what's great about them is that as the soil warms up, which of course being a dark container and in full sun in the afternoon, it should do pretty quickly. Once the soil is warmed, the fertilizer releases. When I forget or get busy and with the water soluble, that it comes to the rescue and gives the plants what they need. Because y'all, these annuals, they bloom, especially like this dahlia, it blooms continuously, and so it's going to need lots of food in order to have the energy to keep pushing out flowers, and that's what we want from our annuals. So I recommend y'all pick those up at a retailer close to you. And next thing we're going to do to wrap things up is we're just going to water this in greatly in order for everything to kind of settle in nicely, and then we're going to place this pot. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I'll give y'all an update on what it looks like as it begins to bloom, and we'll see y'all real soon.